Welcome back to War Thunder and welcome back to low tier gameplay in Napalm. What are you up to? You know, new patch dropped. Yeah, I know. I have to grind. What are you grinding? Kruppsteier Waffenträger? With a Russian tank. Yeah, this is the KV-1B German premium reward vehicle. Haha. It has a battle rating of 4.0, and before I go over the stats, let me tell you right away this. It's a fantastic vehicle. It's not up for purchase. It was, as far as I can remember, 2 times available in events, so it's a reward vehicle. And, you know, people say this tank is nothing special. I agree. On the other hand, it perfectly suits the meta of War Thunder, and especially the BR of 4.0. It doesn't have the best gun in the game, however, it's very biased. I'm talking here about Russian bias for a change. No, I'm talking here about German bias. And this must be domination mode, you know. Why do you say it's domination mode? I dominate the enemy. Simple as that. I go on top of the statue and or the what's it called? The basement? The base of the statue, and I'm just observing where the enemy could come from. And I see my first customer, and usually I one-shot them, but that was a weird penetration. And yeah. So the KV-1B, what's it all about? Well, it's your normal KV-1, except that it has, yeah, additional armor. And this additional armor really brings you up to armor values that are ridiculous. In fact, you're more heavily armed on the hull and in most parts than a Tiger. But you have a battle rating of 4.0 instead of 5.7. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Then the side armor is also something that is approaching or even exceeding Tiger levels. So angling works really well. The turret is really tricky, and the real weak spot here is the gun mantle around the gun, especially the part below it, because then you take out not just the gun breach, but also have a decent chance of injuring the crew. And injuring the crew, well, so far I have not taken any real damage except for the tracks. And this episode could be named The Simpsons. Okay, that was terrible. Never mind. I better cut this out, really. So the fun fact about this tank is that it is a German tank, but it's a Russian tank. What do you mean by that? Well, let me explain it that way. Most tanks that you are facing are Americans, Russians, and British. And at that battle rating, they do not give you really trouble, both with their guns and their armor, as you can see here. If you know where to shoot, you can make this gun work, and unlike, for example, on a Churchill, you have a high explosive filler, especially on the stock shell. Well, it's a premium, so it really does not have a stock shell, but you know, the one that is not in the upgrade tree. And I'm talking here about the BR350A MD5 fuse. Why is here the fuse mentioned? First of all, you have 150 grams of TNT filling on a 76mm shell. That does a lot of damage. But also the fuse sensitivity is your usual 10mm, or it's 10mm, but the fuse delay is 0.15 meters, so 15 centimeters. So it punches through the armor and explodes afterwards. It's much like the old hash effect, really. And just 73mm of penetration, which also falls off by quite a bit. Then the next shell is the BR350B with the MD8 fuse. We are going down to just 108.8 grams of TNT equivalent. But that's still the same TNT filling as on the German 88mm shell, you know, from the long 88. But your fuse delay is 0.9 meters, so you're using your TNT much more efficiently because you penetrate deeper into the enemy tank with 77mm of penetration. Most of the time I use the stock shell. We also have a not really worth talking about HE shell, 9mm of penetration, OF350M, and then also the SH354T. shrapnel shell. 37mm of penetration, not too much, but against AAA vehicles that are not vulnerable to hull break, you are delivering 85 grams of TNT equivalent with a fuse sensitivity of 8mm. So that's not really that advantageous compared to the APHE shell. So most of the time I use the stock APHE shell, as I mentioned, in a 3:2 ratio to the other APHE shell and a few of the other shell types, just for the shits and giggles. And now we are in the Simpsons mode. Yeah, all of my crew members are yellow. Get it? Get it? Eh? Okay, again, I edit this out. Probably not, whatever. Now I'm approaching the cap circle around B, and you know, this is usually the point where in a normal non-Russian based tank I would be shot at from some direction, but not in this one. Not in this one. I hear some machine gun fire going on, and I see a Sherman. I break and have a nice side shot. Much skilled shot. One shot, 6th kill. And now we're entering the cap zone. So, and this is also now a very tricky situation normally, because you're vulnerable to be shot at from numerous directions. And I'm one of just 2 tanks on this flank. There are a few in the middle. One is also capturing C. So I'm not quite sure where the enemy could come from. From the left, the right, the front, the rear, from above. Yeah, from above. Oh, well, not a problem. Well, not a problem for me, but for the Panzer IV-G. And this is where I make the crucial mistake. I just made it worse. Spoiler alert, I don't make up for it. Sorry, mate. I tried, as you will see in the background footage, but before that, let's just get the 7th kill. Yeah, the KV-1B, whenever you have the chance to get your hands on it, try to get it via events. It's really fun. The gun is not the best, but just think about it. The Russians don't have that high penetration guns yet at that battle rating. Most of the time, even in an up tier, they struggle. The same goes for the Americans. They have powerful guns, but not with that much penetration. You still can very successfully angle against it. And, you know, they usually don't aim for the weak spots like directly below the gun or the turret ring, which is, again, a small target. Or maybe even the machine gun port. Yeah, it's up for debate, really. And you don't face the Germans because you are going with the Germans, and also not the Japanese with the extra high penetration guns. Or the extra high APHE penetration guns. So I received the shot. I'm still in the Simpsons mode. That means 10 seconds left for the gun breach repair. And, well, let's just wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. So this is another Sherman. And I try to be smart and go for the machine gun port. But just as I aim, he moves. And I miss just by a few centimeters. He hits the tracks that also go into Simpsons mode. And then that's just, well, turret front, overlapping armor plates, not the best. Next shot, transmission. Again, I angle, give him not the very best target. And then just simply through the upper plate. Why not like that before in the first place? Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder why I even aim with the Russian guns for weak spots. Doesn't matter. So a lot of RT strikes coming in, a lot of planes circling above, and well, I can't go spawn pushing anymore because now we have this spawn mechanic right here, which I actually like on this map. Well, every mechanic can be abused, okay? Every mechanic that gets implemented can be abused by some idiot or by some not honorable guy, let's put it that way. So whatever Gaijin tries to implement as a simple solution to satisfy the needs of the player base, it can get criticized. But I have to say, overall, this is a good solution because it prevents being shot in the back. Okay? So when you spawn, you just move to the outside and just think about the fight that lies ahead, and you don't look around you, you get shot from behind. And that's just not fun. This is very frustrating. So again, I think it is more beneficial than it hurts. Obviously somebody can hide now in a place where you can't get him, but then again, if it is a tank, you still have CAS to maybe destroy him with a good bomb drop or rocket strike, whatever. And then this plane, oh my. Thank you. And another shot, and again the gun breach is down. So yeah, you can see this tank is fun to play. It's not. I also have a 14 kill gameplay recorded. However, I had to respawn in another backup vehicle, so I think it's not that glorious to watch. Then I had to reload, and I didn't expect to having to reload, but you know, the gun breach was damaged, so stupid me, and I get my 10th kill. And that's actually it for this match, so let's have a look at the results. Ah, now that's an income that I like. 77,000 civil lines and 10,000 vehicle research points for the Kruppsteier Waffenträger. A lot of awards, and also the survivor medal that I highly respect for myself. So you can see this tank just does the job, and this was not the first battle again that I had with such a walk over the enemy team, especially when you're top tier, which you seem to be very often at 4.0, and even a slight up tier, it doesn't matter. I like this tank and I recommend it, but it's not everybody's taste. So that's it for me today, so thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let me know in the comment section what you think about low tier gameplay and if you want to see it from time to time. And we'll see each other in the skies and on the battlefields of War Thunder.